Good morning students, welcome to the new module of class 8, chapter 8 comparing quantities. So in the earlier classes we learned about the prices related to buying and selling of items, and then we learned about the discounts, overhead charges, and now we are going to learn about VAT, value added tax, and sales tax. So example 8, find sales tax. Example 8, the cost of a pair of roller skates at a shop was rupees 450. Cost rupees 450. Okay. The cost of a pair of roller skates at a shop was rupees 450. The sales tax charged was 5%. Find the bill amount. The sales tax charged was 5%. Sales tax. Sales tax is 5%. Find the bill amount. Find the bill amount. Bill amount. Bill amount. Okay. So first let us find out the tax, that is 5%, and then we will add that 5% to the cost to find out the bill amount. Okay. So on rupees 100, the tax paid was 5 rupees. Tax paid was paid is 5 rupees. Rupees 5. And on rupees 450 the tax paid would be, on rupees 450 tax paid will be equal to 5 upon 100 into 450. So this is equals to 22.50. 22.50. Now for finding the bill amount, we will add the cost plus the sales tax. Sales tax is 22.50. So cost is equal to 450 plus sales tax is 22.50, which is equals to rupees 472, rupees 472.50, rupees 472.50. So here let us look at the answer once again. The cost of the pair of the roller skates is rupees 450, and there is a sales tax of 5%. Sales tax of 5%. We have to find the bill amount. Okay. So on rupees 100 tax paid is rupees 5, and on rupees 450 sales tax will be 5 upon 100 multiplied with 450, which is equals to 22.50. Now bill amount. Bill amount is the cost plus the tax, cost plus the sales tax. Cost is 450 and sales tax is 22.50. Therefore, the bill amount is rupees 472.50. rupees 472.50. Okay, many of you have answered 472.50. Yes. Now question number 9, example 9. Example 9, value added tax. Wahida bought an air cooler for rupees 3,300 including a tax of 10%. Okay, so rupees 3,300 air cooler including 10% of tax. Including 10% of tax. Find the price of air cooler before VAT was added. Okay, so we have to find the price of air cooler. Price of air cooler. Price of air cooler before the value VAT was added. So here we will take the cost price as X. We do not know the price of the air cooler. Let the price of the air cooler be X. The price of the air cooler is X. So it means, okay, we can do this by taking the variable X, or we can do by taking the unitary method. Okay, so let us try with unitary method. Now the price includes the VAT, that is the value added tax. Thus a 10% tax, 10% VAT means if the price without VAT is rupees 100, price without VAT is rupees 100, then price including VAT is rupees 110. 110. Hence, when the price including tax is rupees 3,300, the original price is 100 by original price 100. Original price is 100 upon 110. 100 upon 110 into 3,300, which is equals to rupees 3,000. Rupees 3,000. Okay. Okay, let me explain it once again. So the cost of the air cooler is 3,300, which includes 10%, which also includes 10% of the value added tax. Now we have to find the price of the air cooler. Okay, so when the price of the air cooler is 100, when the price of air cooler is 100 without VAT, then with VAT it will be 110. Okay, so we have to find the price when the cost, we have to find the price of the air cooler when cost price is 3,300. So price of the air cooler is 100 upon 110 into 3,300, which is equals to rupees 3,000. Okay, this is 100%. We are finding out the percentage, 100% of the air cooler cost price of the air cooler without VAT. So 100% upon 110 into 3,300. Okay. Now compound interest. Okay, you might have come across statements like 1 year interest for fixed deposit in the bank at the rate of 9% per annum, or savings account with interest at the rate of 5% per annum. Okay, so this interest is the extra money paid by institutions like bank or post office on money deposited with them. Interest is also paid by people when they borrow money. We already know how to calculate the simple interest. Okay. Let us take an example and find the interest year by year. Each year our sum or principal changes. Calculating the compound interest. Calculating the compound interest. Okay, so we will take one example, and with that example we will understand this. So let us a sum of rupees 20,000 is borrowed by Hina for 2 years. A sum of rupees 20,000 is borrowed by Hina for 2 years at an interest of, okay, so sum is rupees 20,000, time is 2 years, interest is 8% compounded annually. %, compounded annually. Compounded annually. Annually. Find the compound interest and the amount she has to pay at the end of 2 years. Amount and compound interest. Amount we have to find out, and also the compound interest. Okay, so for find this compound interest, Aslam asked the teacher whether this means that they should find the interest year by year. The teacher said yes, that is, we have to find the interest year by year. Okay, so step 1, find the simple interest for 1 year. Simple interest for 1 year will be equal to simple interest for 1 year. Simple interest for 1 year. Simple interest for 1 year is equals to P R T is 1 upon 100. So simple interest for first year is 20,000 into 8 into 1 upon 100, which is equals to rupees 1600. Rupees 1600. Then find the amount which will be paid or received. This becomes principal for the next year. Amount at the end of first year. Amount at the end of first year. Amount is equals to P1 plus SI1. So 20,000 plus 1,600. 20,000 plus 1,600. So this 21,600. 21,600 acts as P2, principal for the second year. This 21,600 acts as the P2 amount for the second year. Okay, that is principal for the second year. Now step 3. In step 3, again we find the interest on this sum for another year. So SI2 is equals to 21600 into 8 upon 100, which is equals to 1728. 1728. Find the amount which has to be paid or received at the end of the second year. Now amount to be paid will be equal to P2 plus SI2. Amount will be equal to P2 plus SI2. P2 is 21600 and SI2 is 1728, which is equal to 23,328. 23,328. Okay. Now let us find out the simple interest for 2 years. This is year by year. For 2 years we have found the compound interest. Now let us find out the simple interest for 2 years and let us see is there any difference between the compound interest and the simple interest. So simple interest for 2 years will be equal to 20,000 into 8 into 2 upon 100. Okay. So when we do this, calculate this, we get rupees 3200. Rupees 3200. Okay. So here in this case the interest given will be equal to 1600 plus 1728, which is equals to 3328. And here the interest for 2 years is 3,200 and here 3,328. We see that the compound interest is more. For 2 years. Okay. And simple interest is less for 2 years. Simple interest is 3,200 and compound interest is 3,328. Okay. So we see that compound interest is more than the simple interest. Okay. Now let me explain you once again. So the amount was rupees, principal was rupees 20,000, time was 2 years and interest rate is 8% compounded annually. We have to find the amount and the compound interest. So first we calculate SI1, simple interest 1. So this is PRT upon 100. So 20,000 Mrityunjay Yadav, you say something is wrong. What is wrong? Okay, so the SI, simple interest, is PRT upon 100. PRT upon 100. So the simple interest for first year is 1600. So amount to be paid or received after 1 year is P1 plus SI1. P1 is 20,000 and SI1 is 1600. So amount is 21,600. Now this 21,600 will act as the principal for the second year. This 21,600 will act as principal for the second year. Okay, so SI2 is 21600 into 8 upon 100, which is 1728. Okay, so amount amount to be paid or received after 2 years is P2 plus SI2. P2 is 21600 plus SI2 is 1728, which is equals to 23,328. So the total interest 1600 plus 1728 is equals to 3328. This is the interest for the compound. This is compound interest, and $23,328 is the amount which should be paid or received after 2 years. And let us see the simple interest for 2 years. P is 20,000, T is 2, and R is rate is 8%. So the simple interest is 3,200. We see that simple interest is less than the compound interest. Is that okay? Is that clear? Okay. Now deducing a formula for compound interest. Let us deduce a formula for compound interest. Deducing formula for compound interest. Deducing formula for deducing a formula for compound interest. Okay, so let us take one example, and using that example we will deduce the formula. Okay, so Zubeda asked her teacher, is there an easier way to find compound interest? Okay, the teacher said there is a shorter way of finding compound interest. Let us try to find it. Suppose P1 is the sum on which interest is compounded annually at rate of R% per annum. Suppose P1 is the sum on which interest is compounded annually at a rate of R% per annum. Let P1 is equals to 5,000, rate is equals to 5% per annum. Then by the steps mentioned above, Okay, so P1 we are taking as 5,000 rupees, 5,000, and rate is 5%. Rate is 5% per annum. Now simple interest for the first year, simple interest for the first year is equals to, simple interest for the first year is equals to 5,000 into 5 into 1 upon 100, which is equals to, okay. Now A1, amount to be paid after, paid or received after year 1 is equals to, A1 is equals to 5,000 plus 5,000 into 5 into 1 upon 100. Okay. So we can take the 5,000 common. So this is 5,000 we have taken out, then 1 plus 5 upon 100. This will act as P2. This will act as P2. So SI2 is equals to 5,000 into 5,000 into 1 plus 5 upon 100. This is P into rate is 5, time is 1 upon 100. So this is equal to 5,000 into 5 by 100, 5,000 into 5, 5,000 into 5 by 100 into 1 plus 5 upon 100, 5 upon 100. So A2 is equal to, A2 is equals to, A2 is equal to 5,000 into 5,000 into 1 plus 5 upon 100, 5,000 into 1 plus 5 upon 100 plus 5,000 into 5, 5,000 into 5 upon 100 into 1 plus 5 by 100, which is equals to 5,000 into 1 plus 5 upon 100 square. This acts as P3, principal for the third year. Now or we can look here, SI1 is equals to P1 into R into 1 upon 100. So this is SI1. A1 will be equal to P1 plus SI1, P1 plus SI1. So this is equals to P1 plus P1 R upon 100. Okay, amount 1 is P1 plus P1 upon R into 100. So this is equals to, we can take the P1 common, P1 1 plus R upon 100. This acts as the P2. Okay. Now SI2. SI2. SI2 is P2 into R into 1 upon 100. So we can substitute P2. P2 is P1 into 1 plus R upon 100 into R upon 100. So this is equals to P1 R upon 100 into 1 plus R upon 100. Okay. So A2 is equal to P2 plus SI2. P2 plus SI2. So P2 is P1 into 1 plus R upon 100, 1 plus R upon 100 plus P1R upon 100, P1R upon 100 into 1 plus R upon 100. Okay. Then we can write it like this: P1 into 1 plus R upon 100 square. This acts as P3. Okay. So proceeding in the same manner, proceeding in the similar manner, we can write AN is equals to P1 into 1 plus R upon 100 power n. So this is the formula for amount to be paid or received after n years. Amount to be paid or received after n years, when the interest is compounded annually. Or we can simply say A is equals to P into 1 plus R upon 100 power n. So we have deduced the formula for the compound interest. Let us solve one question. Find compound interest on rupees. Find compound interest on rupees 'Find compound interest on rupees'. Example 11. Find compound interest on rupees 12,600 for 2 years at 10% per annum compounded annually. 10% per annum compounded annually. Okay. So here we will use this formula to find out the amount, and then we can reduce the principal from the amount to get the compound interest. Okay, so A, amount to be paid after 2 years, will be equal to P 12,600 P into 1 plus rate is 10 upon 100 power 2. Okay. So, this can be simplified further. So, 12600, taking the LCM here, this becomes 110 upon 100 square. So, we can cancel this 0 here. So, it becomes 12600 into 11 upon 10 whole square. Okay. So, 12600 into 11 upon 10 into 11 upon 10, which is equals to rupees 15246, 15,246. So, this is the amount. So, to calculate the compound interest, we will remove the principal from the amount. Okay. So, 15,246 15,246 minus 12600, which is equals to 2646 rupees 2646. Okay. So, this is how we have to use the compound interest formula. Actually, in this formula we calculate the amount. After calculating the amount, we find out the compound interest by subtracting principal from the amount. Okay. Okay, so in this session today we learned how to find out the compound interest. Okay. Earlier we found out the compound interest year by year. For every year we calculated the interest and found the compound interest for 2 years, and we saw that the compound interest for 2 years is greater than the simple interest for the same period. Okay. So, compound interest is greater than the simple interest for the same period, and then we deduced the formula for the compound interest. We deduced the formula for the compound interest. So, here also we used the year by year method to deduce the compound interest formula, where amount is equals to P into 1 plus R upon 100 power n. P into 1 plus R upon 100 power n, where A is amount, P is the principal, R is the rate, and n is the time period. Okay. N is the time period, and then we solved this question where we calculated the compound interest for the 2 years. Okay. That's all for this session, and if you have any doubt you can write in the live chat. Do you have, if anybody is having doubt, you can ask now. Okay, that's all for this session. Thank you.